2025 has been some year for driver releases. We've seen some of the best, longest, most accurate drivers available, but today we're discussing two of the heavyweights of the game, kind of. You see, today we have the brand new Titleist GT280 driver, which looks phenomenal. I think Titleist have knocked it out of the park with this sleek design of their mini driver. 280 cc's, as it says in the name, so it's going to be one of the most versatile clubs of the year. Now, hear me out here, because although this looks fantastic, it has those movable weights in there, it could be a game changer for so many golfers around the world. There's a slight problem. 400 and odd of them. You see, the 11 mini driver, which we tested earlier on in the year, 310 cc. It's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit more kind of forgiving, but there's no real movable weights in here. Yes, you can order it with hot melt if you would like to make it a low spin monster like I've done with this one, but this one's 239 pounds, whereas the mini driver from Titleist is 259 pounds at the time of filming. So guys, we're going to test them today. We're going to put them, what? 259. 459. Sorry, Bob. See, this is why we've mic'd Bob up, guys, because I keep getting things wrong and he keeps pulling me out on it. So thank you very much for that, Bob. But we're going to test them today to see if they are, well, first of all, if the Titleist is potentially worth the big money. Because also, I'm going to be honest, with this shaft I've got in it, this Graphite Design ADDI7, it's going to be a bit of an upcharge. It's more like a £600 driver. So, can the 11 driver stand up to it? Because to be honest, these did sell out at one point, and I do believe the guys at 11 have got them back in stock now. But you can see we have adjustable sleeves on both of these as well, so essentially, and we're playing them at the same loft today as well, 11. But for an adjustable forgiving mini driver, should we go 11 first? I think that, oh, go on then Bob, I'll let you hold it rather than wet the grip this morning. What, by the way, Woolly Park today. Guys, throw a like on this video for Woolly Park and go over to their Instagram and tell them James said hi. I'm going to start doing that to see if people do, because the guys work phenomenally hard and this golf course is ridiculous. I'd say for the time of year, but it's just ridiculous all year round. Right, so I have a couple of balls here and we're going to go 11 mini drive first. I hate this tee shot. This is one of the hardest tee shots on the golf course. So let's see, first of all, if we can hit the fairway and then what we have left into this hole, because it's 432 yards, stroking next DOS, all the way uphill. Better. That's a lot better. Get over. That's clipped that tree, hasn't it? You know what, that's the exact low shot that I wanted, and I feel like I've not done myself much justice there, but we'll show you where it's finished. Shafts-wise, so the guys at 11 actually do allow you to get some pretty decent shafts in there free of charge. This is a KBS Tour-driven shaft, and it's a pretty decent shaft for what we're trying to do. Can I have that one now, Bobby? Just scratched it against your watch, have you? Lovely. No. No? Right. So the Titleist kind of speaks for itself in that Titleist have made fantastic drivers, fantastic golf clubs throughout the bag for years and years. 11 are kind of the new guys on the block, aren't they? So we could, not that we have to, but we could forgive them for like having a few teething problems with the price. I think they've done a pretty good job though, to be fair. The hybrid irons they started out with were fantastic, weren't they? Straight away, this smaller head, it basically looks like an oversized 3-wood, this. We've not hit a fairway yet, I don't think. That is a really nice ball flight. Again, just turn to the left. You can really see how difficult, well, let's take a good kick back actually, just how difficult this golf hole is to tee off from. And for me, a mini driver like this, where it's 11 degree, we've got that weight set forward, so that CG's pushed low but towards the face, really helps us get that low spin flight. So if you can launch this up in the air nicely, it should go for miles and miles and miles. And we'll do some testing off the deck in this video as well and just see potentially how good both these drivers are. This is where I feel like the Titleist should come into its own, because that 280cc head should be easier to launch and pick up off the deck with the mini driver. I'm out of breath now, Bob. Right, we've teed this lower and we're going to send it up the fairway. That's left. That's left. Right, let's go and see the results. It is early though, to be fair. Right, not my best swings there, and this is early in the morning. I'm not giving you excuses, by the way. Bobby, am I giving excuses? No. You can be honest. Yes. It is early and we got stuck in traffic and we're rushing around, but I feel like this is where these drivers do kind of come into their own, because the one that hit this tree was exceptionally unlucky because that was going out like an Exocet missile and that was going to run all the way up the fairway. The first one we hit stayed in okay in play, that's just in the rough. And then the Titleist ones, I mean the last one was just a horrible, hideous snap up, wasn't it, Bob? But the last one was. I'll accept the last one was. But the first shot we hit with the Titleist was really good and that's just up there in the rough. That's the one I want to see how far I've got into this hole, because for a 430 yard hole, if I can play that and get like a 250, 260 yard drive away, it's not the end of the world. I'm well aware I've not hit the fairway with any of them, which is totally against the point, and I might as well have hit full driver, which is part of the issue with a mini driver. And there's one brand out there which I think do mini drivers exceptionally well and give you a totally different reason for buying them than just performance. If you can think who that is, get in the comments below, but I will tell you towards the end of that video. Have you found this ball?
Nope.
It dropped like straight down, didn't it? So, basically the one that got away, the one that got out of the traps, you can see here we have in 150 markers there, flags pretty back, I'd say, back left, and it's left us with, what do you reckon we're left with, Bob? 430 hole.
190.
170, playing 180. So I'm taking that all day, really. Again, yes, the argument is, James, you've not really hit the fairway at all, but we did find all the other balls. Yeah. So we've got that to go at. Right, let's go off the deck and let's see which one's best, because I do think the big thing about the Titleist is that 280cc size. And when I first heard it was going to be called the 280 and heard that it was a 280cc, I was like, oh, that's basically an oversized 3-wood. But actually, it does make it more versatile and probably gives you more reason to have it in the bag. So there's that. I tried to click then and failed. Right, are you done?
Yeah,
what's the film you were talking about?
No, I can't remember.
Go on, do the accent.
No,
go on, Bob. Go on. Your heart is
pure.
Right. Anyway, Titleist 11. We're going to go a couple of. I'm going to go one each here because obviously I'm well aware you do only get one chance on a golf course, and we get this comment a lot. James, you hit 3 with 1, 3 with 1, and that's not relatable and it's not realistic. So we do like listening to comments. If you have any feedback, get in the comments below. We stop saying sack Bob as well, please, because hashtag let Bobby talk.
I'll fight.
Do your Kevin De Bruyne, Bob.
Let me talk!
Right, we're going to go Titleist first this time, and I'm going to basically play these as I would on this hole, because we're right saying peg it up, peg it down, try and do whatever with it, but this is how I would play it. I'd peg it kind of middle of the road there, so the crown of the ball is just over the crown of the driver, the equator of the ball is over the crown of the driver, and just try and play a little kind of trappy fade, because if you're trying to play good safe golf, it's important to have a kind of shot like that. That's the one, isn't it? Now, what I like about that, apart from everything, is it's a lovely high ball flight. It's still only kind of set at 11 degrees. Look how far it's gone up there. That's gone miles up there. Bang, smack in the middle. The one, it kills me this. The one bit of feedback I have with this, and have it with all the Titleist clubs this year, we obviously have that kind of, well, obviously, but we have that Theraform crown. Now, what Titleist have done there is change the materials that they use. What's the green fly to the eye there? Oh. They've changed the materials that they use, and acoustically it's different. I'm not going to say it's worse because it's a very subjective argument, but it is different. One of the plus points with Titleist is having those movable weights. I have the heavy weight set at the front there, and for me, that allows me to play that shot that I've just played. It severely lowers that spin rate quite a lot and really helps you to hit the shots that you're trying to play. Now, 11, all we have is that weight at the back there. So that's obviously low and back to make it a little bit more forgiving. It drags that CG back and helps us enhance what, Bobby?
What was that?
MOI, mate.
Oh, MOI.
MOI, come on. You know the drill with these. The 11 you probably would tee up a little bit higher because it's a 310cc head as opposed to 280. And 310 is that kind of number that TaylorMade have their mini drivers and Callaway have the mini driver. Callaway's a little bit bigger, I think, but let's go. Can we hit that same shot? Because that's really the marker. That's the 459 marker. Oh, Bob, look at that. Is this going to be... That was toey as well. Right, this is going to be really interesting now because I feel like that 11's gone further.
It's gone further.
Now, the size of the head does mean it's going to be a little bit more forgiving, and if I show you that strike location, that is quite wild, isn't it? Mm. So that's going to drag the spin rate down by itself. So you could save yourself some money, buy one of these and just hit it out the toe every time. potentially. It didn't gear too much open either, which I was quite pleased with. Let's go and see where they've finished, because this is more like it. These are the shots I was hoping to show you, but now Bobby's got all his expressions out. We can all relax a bit, can't we?
For now.
Let me talk! Absolutely buzzing with both of those shots. And this is where I do feel like, given the proper warm-up, both these clubs can be kind of like fairway finding machines. This is interesting because the 11 is still, it's further offline, fair to say it's on the fairway, so we'll give it the mark there. But if we're talking centre line where we're aiming, you can see here we have the Titleist, which is much closer to it, and that's a good 10 yards further, isn't it?
Oh,
so that for me is really kind of what you're paying for. I think you're going to get an element of forgiveness with the 11 that you don't necessarily get. I got the Titleist right out of the middle, to be fair, and the 11 you saw the strike there. But doing these tests where you only hit one really does show you potentially how much different it can be. Now, what about off the deck? Because I feel like their Titleist have sort of nailed this, but then I also feel like the brand I mentioned earlier who gives you a reason to buy is, of course, TaylorMade. Because TaylorMade make mini drivers that send you down that nostalgic route, that send you down memory lane. The R7 Quad, the Burner, the TaylorMade, what was it called? The original one. All that kind of stuff is designed to think, oh, I remember that, I'll back like idiots like me. Go straight in. Oh, R7 had one, I've got to have one. Gone. So it's a different reason to have it. We won't always have it in the bag, but then they do make them exceptionally well. Like the R7 now with that quad movable weight, I say it's a game changer, but it's not because it's 20 years old. But the fact they've gone back to it and no one else has done it since. Right, jig off the deck. 251 playing 264. That is perfect mini driver yardage, I would say. Now, numbers wise, I have been in studio with these. I'll overlay some shots that you can see, but realistically, very similar numbers. The Titleist did generate a tiny bit more ball speed and a slightly lower spin. Now, that's in that non-forgiving setting with the heavyweight forward. The 11 actually got some good spin rate. It wasn't quite as low as the Titleist, but it was still good. I've got hot melt in the front of this, so if you didn't option that on the website, then it wouldn't have that low spin rate. It'd be a bit more kind of high spin. But if you know that you need that, you can actually put hot melt like in the heel, you can put it in the toe. And all that does is kind of gear the face and slow it down differently to help you with the club face at impact. So there's that to do. But yeah, the Titleist was like a little bit further, not a lot, but like for the price, I think it's fair to say not a huge difference. I was going to ask if you've got my other ball, but you haven't, I've got it. Right, I feel like this is where the Titleist should dominate, because really it's just a low lofted 3-wood. It's a great strike, it's just a bit left. Is it up there? So that's a chip over the bunker, isn't it? Would you say that's flag high?
Yeah.
And again, like, that was an okay strike. I wouldn't say it was a good strike, but because of the size of the head, I think it does make it a little bit kind of easier to launch, I'd say. Now, 11. Straight away, you feel like now with this 11, it's a driver off the deck. Even though it's a mini driver, you can tell with the size of this head. Might be a bit harder to launch. I'll tell you what though. Now that's an obvious error for a club of this size from this distance. And I don't think that's gone quite as far off the deck because it's a low lofted club and because it's quite a big volume head. I've kind of cut across it a little bit. I've tried to help it in the air like a lot of people do with drivers off the tee. So that's quite a bit short right as opposed to flag high left. That's where the smaller head can really help you. And that's where if you're in the market for a mini driver, think logically about the size of the head and how you're going to use it. But I mean, for the price, I really don't think you can go wrong with this. I do like the Titleist as well. So guys, I hope that's helped you a little bit. And apart from that, I'll see you all at the same time. So give us a wave, Bobby, in the shadow. And you've got your shorts on again. Have you got sun cream on you?
Not yet.
Bob. That felt really good. 240 carry, releasing up 260, 2000 spin. So this is, of course, the GT 280. Sounded remarkable, didn't it? Lovely. That was a little bit more toey. Still got that nice 2000-ish spin. Pitching just shy of 250. And that's what I would kind of anticipate with this. You're going to get, really, 3-wood numbers, maybe with a little bit more run, which I think is fair to say. Ooh. I I've nearly skied that. I've nearly done a Dave Harrison and Brett Cooper. That's a good strike, although it's a bit left. Again, that 250, it's still on the fairway, so it's doing okay. 270 total, again 2000 spin. We've got this set in that low spin setting, and I wonder if I wonder if I benefit from more loft here. And after some pretty decent numbers with the Titleist, we started hitting the 11NH1. Now, interestingly, the ball speed was down, but the club length was a little bit longer. So generally, we did see more club head speed, but a reduced ball speed. The spin rate was really impressive at just over 2000. And as you can see, it pitched around kind of 245 on average, releasing up to just short of where the Titleist was finishing.